Zeus sat on his throne, his brow furrowed in deep thought. His son Sarpedon lay dying on the battlefield, and the king of the gods was torn between saving his beloved child and allowing fate to take its course. As he pondered his options, Hera, his wife and queen of the gods, approached him with a determined look in her eyes. "Zeus, my husband, I know your heart aches for Sarpedon. He is your son, after all," she said, placing a comforting hand on his arm. "But you must consider the consequences of intervening in mortal affairs. The other gods would either scorn you for interfering in the affairs of men, or they would be compelled to save their own mortal offspring in turn. It would create chaos and undermine the balance of the world." Zeus sighed heavily, the weight of his decision bearing down on him. He knew that Hera spoke the truth, but it was still difficult for him to accept the inevitability of Sarpedon's fate. "I cannot bear to watch my son perish," he said, his voice filled with anguish. "But I also cannot risk the wrath of the other gods or the upheaval that would follow if I were to intervene." Hera nodded sympathetically, understanding the depth of Zeus's dilemma. "I know it pains you, my love, but sometimes we must let go and allow fate to run its course. Sarpedon is a hero, and he will be remembered for his bravery and sacrifice. It is the way of mortal life, and we must respect it." As Zeus contemplated Hera's words, he felt a sense of resignation settle over him. He knew that he had to let go of his desire to save Sarpedon and accept the natural order of things. With a heavy heart, he made his decision and turned to Hera with a look of sorrow in his eyes. "You are right, my queen," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I must heed your counsel and resist the urge to intervene. Sarpedon's fate is sealed, and I must accept it." Hera nodded, her eyes filled with compassion for her husband. "It is a difficult decision, but it is the right one," she said, squeezing his hand in support. "Sarpedon will live on in the annals of history as a great hero, and his sacrifice will not be in vain." With a heavy heart, Zeus watched as Sarpedon drew his last breath on the battlefield. He felt a profound sense of loss and sorrow, but he knew that he had made the right choice. As the other gods looked on, they too understood the gravity of Zeus's decision and respected his adherence to the natural order of the world.